The Appellate Division, First Department, is now in session. My colleagues and I welcome you all present today to these virtual admission ceremonies. Ms. Schwartz, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, and may it please the court. I, Sharon Schwartz, staff counsel to this court's Committee on Character and Fitness, am honored this afternoon to present to the court 36 applicants for admission to the bar. Further, I am pleased to report that the committee has examined the records of each applicant appearing here today. Accordingly, on behalf of the committee, I certify that each applicant appearing here this afternoon does possess the requisite character and fitness to merit admission to the bar of the state of New York, and therefore I do hereby move for their admission.
Thank you. Before I rule on your motion, I want to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Committee on Character and Fitness for the excellent job that they have done to assure that the candidates presented here today are all well qualified for admission. The committee's work is important. Forgive me, in our virtual world, I am getting a message that my camera is not turned on, but it actually is. So I am hoping that you can see me. Okay. In any event, let me get back to the important things at hand, which is Ms. Schwartz. I am asking you. I'm sorry. I am asking you at this time to please extend our thanks to the committee for the important work they do to make sure that we meet the high standards for admission to the bar in this state. They honor us by serving pro bono, and their work is greatly appreciated by all the justices of the court. And I would ask that you please relate this message to the committee members.
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to turn to the motion that's presently before the court. Justice Cardozo famously said that justice delayed is justice denied, and I just want to assure everybody that there will be no denial of justice today because my colleagues have authorized me to grant Ms. Schwartz's motion forthwith. The oath will now be administered by Susana Rojas, the clerk of our court.
Good afternoon, Justice Gish. Good afternoon, candidates. I will administer the oath in the form of a question. At the end, I will ask you to unmute your microphones and respond by saying, "I do," if you accept the oath. At this point, I ask everyone to please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and to faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Attorney and Counselor at Law to the best of your ability? Please unmute your microphones and respond by saying, "I do."
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Congratulations, attorneys. You may lower your right hand and please mute your microphones. Thank you.
It was a lovely chorus of I do's, and I want to congratulate you because you're now officially lawyers. I'm going to ask my colleagues if they would please take themselves off mute for just a moment so that we can give you a well-earned round of applause. It's our custom and tradition in this court that one of our justices gives some words of welcome to the newly admitted attorneys. And today, this afternoon, that honor falls to me. Before I begin with my prepared remarks, however, I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege, and I want to individually congratulate Hae Kyung Kim and her family on this important occasion. Ms. Kim is a law assistant in my chambers, and I want to hope for her that this is the beginning of a long and fulfilling legal career in her future. Now I'm going to address all of you. It's a privilege to address you on this important and hopeful occasion of your admission to practice law in the state of New York. In the last 2 years, a time in which you all professionally came of age, we have held these admission ceremonies virtually. At first, I could not help remarking on the uniqueness of a virtual ceremony. But now, after 2 years of these virtual ceremonies, they are no longer unique. They reflect more of a change in which we conduct the business of law. Still, I think that we need to reflect on what are we to make of these changes. About a year ago, you could have expected that your admission to the New York State Bar would take place in our beautiful and historical courtroom, a picture of which you see behind all of the judges. A courtroom which has been open to the public since 1900. A courtroom in which such legal luminaries as Supreme Court Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan were admitted. So we need to ask ourselves, is your rite of passage fundamentally different because historically we held these ceremonies in person and now my colleagues only see you in boxes on our computers? I believe it is not. Your rite of passage, your admission to the bar of the state of New York in this virtual world is no less historic, no less consequential, and no less hopeful than if it had occurred in the brick and mortar courthouse, even one as majestic as the First Department. Although these virtual admissions are an outgrowth of the current health pandemic, they really are the beginning of a new legal environment in which virtual access to each other in court proceedings are our future. They hold a promise that if we do it right, all people, no matter who they are or where they are, can pursue and obtain justice. They also hold a responsibility that falls to each of you to ensure that the principles guiding the rule of law, whether in a virtual world or in person, are upheld. As we continually learn, justice is more than just our physical courthouses. It is the ideals pursued by lawyers like you to ensure and protect the rights of all people. You stand at the doorway, whether virtual or otherwise, of this and many other ways in which this time-honored profession of law will be evolving in important and positive ways. Your contribution to that evolution will be great. When considering your role in the legal profession and what it will be, and what your contributions you will make, I urge you to make some time to serve the needs of people who do not have the same access to justice that we all have. Pro bono service is also a time-honored tradition among lawyers. As the great jurist Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, if you're going to be a lawyer and just practice your profession, you have a skill, very much like a plumber. But if you want to be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself, something that makes life better for those less fortunate. Today, I also remind you that although this ceremony represents a great personal accomplishment by each of you, your greatest accomplishments still lay before you. Make the most of the future to accomplish your goals. Great opportunity awaits you all. I congratulate you and wish you all well on your journey. Thank you. And this session of the Appellate Division is now closed.
Thank you to the justices and Ms. Rojas. They will now sign off and the new attorneys will stay on with me.